and thank you for joining the session. My name is Juan Jesús Rico. I'm a key account manager in the sales department of Airbus Crisa, and in addition to managing customer relations, I'm involved in many different proposals, both for institutional and commercial proposals. And in particular, I was quite involved in the proposal of DEEP PPU in the frame of Horizon Europe, which was led by Airbus Crisa. So it's good to share with you my view and the participation of SMEs in the activities of this project, and to explain how we got in touch during the preparation of the proposal and the main aspects for a fruitful collaboration, in our view, of course. Anyway, the idea is not just limit the presentation to the experience in DEEP PPU, but also provide some general suggestion on how we see this collaboration beyond Horizon Europe. Okay. So, in order to better understand the scope of the collaboration, I will very briefly introduce the project. In this picture, you can see the main elements of an electric propulsion subsystem in a satellite with three main components: the thruster, the propellant, and the power electronics. Airbus Crisa has a long heritage in the design and manufacturing of the power electronics, having supply units for different kind of missions, from Earth observation to exploration missions, and for different technologies as well. Considering our background, we detected a good opportunity in the frame of Horizon Europe, so we propose a disruptive unit called DEEP PPU. This figure illustrates the interfaces with other parts of the satellite. And trying to summarize the benefits of the unit, I wouldn't like to enter into many technical details, but I will highlight that in addition to integrating new functionalities with respect to previous developments, DEEP PPU incorporates new technologies, allowing to improve the efficiency of the units. And I will mention in particular gallium nitride MOSFETs, the use of COTS, commercial off-the-shelf components, advanced control techniques, and optimization of magnetic parts. Basically, there are two main targets. First is to significantly reduce the mass and volume with respect to previous products in the frame of PPUs. And second is to reduce the cost of the unit, so that's improving the market competitiveness. Let me say that these aspects, mass, volume, and cost, are key in the space market, of course, together with reliability, performance, and so on. This figure shows the company involved in the DEEP PPU consortium. This consortium matches three features particularly required in the frame of Horizon Europe, but I will say that this is valid in general for all kinds of proposals. Okay. So first, we'll define responsibilities with relevant expertise in each area according to the technical needs we are proposing. The second one is a well-balanced consortium, both in terms of participation from SMEs, institutions, large companies, each one providing different points of view, so that being complementary for the activities to be performed in the frame of the project. And the third one, I would say, is the proposal as a whole, meaning that it fits the overall requirements of the call and the corresponding topic. So it has to cover, of course, the technical requirements. Sometimes, depending on the call, including a groundbreaking development. But there are some other relevant aspects to be taken into account. The financial ones, of course. Also, the business plan has to be realistic. The administrative and organizational points are also important. The communication of results as well. So at the end, there are a mix of scientific and technical excellence, but this is not enough. The proposal has to cover many additional aspects as well. Something maybe to be mentioned is that the relevant background of the different entities is often mandatory. I think Thomas already mentioned that. So the proposal could be should be credible in terms of schedule and costs. And on the other hand, some calls do not cover 100% of the total cost, so some internal R&D contribution is required. Finally, in the frame of Horizon Europe, a specific geographical coverage is mandatory with the participation of 3 different companies from 3 countries. And this could help the contribution from SMEs, for instance, but that depends on the kind of call we are answering. So far, I've talked about a specific example, DEEP PPU, but let's go to the general aspects to be considered for the involvement of SMEs. Regarding the criteria to choose SMEs on our site, some key messages I would like to get for your consideration is first one. As I said before, the competitiveness is key in our business in the space sector. We are continuously looking for improvement of technology or processes to reduce the cost of the products, but also the mass and volume, which are essential for our customers. So in this search for improvement, we keep an eye on different sources, and SME's contribution is one of them. This contribution is very welcome, and I have to say that it has been very fruitful, very useful in the last years in our site. Second, I think that I also mentioned before that many calls involve internal R&D, and although we dedicate a relevant effort to R&D, as you can imagine, we cannot cover the large number of technologies we would like to. On the other hand, we detect a very active ecosystem in our sector with really interesting ideas and initiatives from universities, startups, SMEs, etc. So we are quite open for collaboration. We see that win-win approaches are often possible. And again, the integration of new technologies is a need, is a must, and this reinforces or goes in the same direction that the previous messages. So at the end, SMEs, startups, universities are very welcome for collaboration as they have the ability to contribute in our proposals in a win-win approach with specific capabilities, and I think that we are really complementary in many, many aspects. Some important things in the choice of the partners. The baseline is to master a specific topic while keeping cost under control. This applies to different areas, from design to manufacturing or testing. So we have subcontracted activities along all the value chain, I will say. And normally, once we start a relation with a partner, this relation is established in the long term, if everything goes well. And that was the case for FRASA, I would say, in the frame of DEEP Europe, Horizon Europe, sorry. They are contributing with a specific technology for planar magnetics. So once the baseline is there, it is necessary to make yourself known by the relevant community. So explaining your areas of expertise, the results of your research, and the benefits of the solution you are proposing. That's something not easy, I know. I mean, to find the right channel to communicate through congresses or publications, etc. So, of course, up to you to choose the most suitable mean, depending on your areas of specialty and targets. In our case, we have a close relation with the universities in our region in Madrid. So in turn, we have learned about some SMEs or startups through the contacts we have in the university, as they are in close contact also with many researchers in from these SMEs. Finally, the preparation of the proposal starts several months before the call is formally open. So it is very important to pay attention to the different calls and anticipate as much as possible the contacts with potential partners. So set up your own targets in these respects. I mean, the project or the call you would like to be involved. This is important. Well, this is my last slide. Some suggestion based on our past experience, not just, as I said before, in the frame of Horizon Europe, but in general. Somehow this slide is a summary with the main suggestion from my side. First, we are always looking for improvement, as I said before, in addition to the internal processes. The natural way for that is through innovative technologies, but you know, in the space sector, there are some differences to be taken into account compared to the technologies applied on ground. Things move slowly, and the projects cycles are longer in general. This means that the technology applied has to be well established and proven. A second suggestion is that you need to explain to the community your areas of expertise and the results of the research, as already mentioned before. Another relevant aspect is that it is necessary to pay attention to the course published and the related specific topics and how your areas of expertise can fit one or another topic, identifying the main actors and establishing your own targets. In this way, it is necessary to strengthen the effort at the right periods, depending on these targets and calls. A relevant comment I would like to stress is that we are also open to participate as partners in some proposal led by SMEs or universities, providing system, typically or subsystem view and requirements. This is a good alternative, so for your consideration. In case you decide to lead a proposal, pay attention to the administrative requirements. They are usually hard, particularly the first time, but far from being impossible. So I encourage you to well, analyze this possibility. There is not a magic formula, I would say. The evaluation of the proposal sometimes depends on the context or other external factors beyond our control. So despite being discarded in some cases, it is necessary to insist with the lesson learned from previous proposal. So I would like to conclude by stressing that the collaboration with SMEs has shown to be very useful in the past, according to our experience. And of course, we are willing and open for new collaboration in the future. So don't hesitate to contact us, and we will be very happy to analyze the possibilities for collaboration.